Hey Dylan, how are you?
Very well. How are you guys?
Doing amazing. Super excited to have you on with us. And before we kind of have you, rock with it, one thing that I do just want to point out about Dylan that really stuck out to me when I first met you at, a really kind of just at an event, guys. This is where you meet people, right? At events, right? Really biggest thing that stuck out to me about Dylan was he was really excited. He's getting results. He's building a team. And I'm going to lead with that last one again. He's really excited, but not like excited, like we're gonna do this. He's excited, like we're getting this done, right? So Dylan Smith's on with us today. Dylan, how are you doing?
I'm very, very well. Busy. Busy is good in this business, as we all know.
Amen. Busy is
So,
good. And just to kind of intro the call, Dylan, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what got you into the insurance industry, and why Family First Life.
yes, I'll tell you guys my story. Very long story short, I was 17 years old. My sister, she was 26 years old. She was getting me into the business. And at the time, she was doing life insurance and real estate, killing the game, doing really, really well with both. And she was doing life insurance and real estate out in San Diego in California. I'm born and raised in Jersey. So my sister knew I was very outgoing, never wanted to go to college. I wanted to run a business, become an entrepreneur. I just had no plan. There was no direction, had no idea what I wanted to do. Long story short, lays both businesses out and says, Dylan, what would you rather do instead of go to college? Life insurance or real estate? Guys, I'll be very honest with you. I'm watching these TikTok videos, these YouTube videos. These guys are doing 2 million, 5 million, 10 million a month completely passively. They're all doing real estate. Sign me up, Sarah, real estate. I'm sold. It's all I wanted to do. And she asked me, she said, Dylan, who do you know at 17 years old that is buying a house? Absolutely nobody. Who do you know at 17 years old that needs a life insurance policy? At the time, I'm like, life insurance? Like, I'm 17. I'm not married. I have no kids, don't own a house, not really planning to die anytime soon. So there was a big disconnect there in the reasoning why I need a life insurance. And obviously, she broke down the IUL to me, explained the compounding interest, the power of getting something like this when you're really young in your teens, your 20s, or 30s. And I saw the value. And I sat there and said, well, I don't know about this. My parents don't know about this. My teachers, my family, my friends. How many people do I know right now that need this information I just found? And the answer was everybody. So that's, I saw the opportunity, jumped on there. I was with another company. I don't know if you guys want me to say the name, but starts with a P, middle letter is an H, and the last letter is a P. So
Got
I
it.
was with that company for about 2 years, 9 months. Sold a lot of insurance with that company. I only learned IULs, but their whole thing was just recruit, recruit, recruit. I'm like, what the hell am I recruiting to? Like, I don't know how to sell a policy. So I was with them 2 years, 9 months, only learned IULs, strictly did IULs. There was no leads. It was only warm market. So there was eventually a time I'm like, well, I know Family First pays a lot more with their comp, and I know they have leads. And I was always brought up that, leads were complete poison. Why the hell are you calling me 14 times in a day? That's always what I was taught about leads, but it's the absolute polar opposite of what I was explained. So I ended up making the jump to Family First, and exactly what Marisa said. It's so true about these events. I went to the first annual convention at our Family First in Texas. It was like late January, early February. Did that, met Sean, had like 24 guys with me that I brought. I've always been, very good at building, recruiting, and kind of rallying everybody up. And I was at the event, met Sean, and got the opportunity from him, got his number, and we just continue to stay in touch. And the leadership, the mentorship, just the help you have from everybody, in Family First, not just a direct upline or, a sideline on the team. It's second to none. Just the help, the training, the calls like this. It's I always like to do these calls because it's something I don't have to do necessarily, but I've always had so much help, and able to reach out to guys like Rami, Marisa, and they're always, always, always there to help. I'm in Jay Maska's office right now. If you guys know Jay Maska, I'm in Bozeman, Montana. So
Love it. Okay, so you're out in Montana now. You're in Jay's new office. Okay, right? Rocking it, killing it. And guys,
yeah, and
let's
Jay's not a direct upline or downline of mine. So he's not like me and him have no relation, but he's 23, I'm 21. Kids team's doing 2.5 million a month. Clearly he's doing something right. So I flew out here. I got about 11 agents from Jersey that moved out here with him. And they wanted to work in the brand new 10,000 square foot office. So it's a sick operation over here.
Hey, I was gonna say, well, that sounds like a good thing. And here's the thing, like I think that goes far what a lot of what you said, Dylan, but you just hit on Jay real quick. Like you're like, Jay doesn't make a dollar off me, right? But he's still cool with having
Correct.
my guys in the office. When me coming to the office,
Amen.
us working as because FFL guys, in comparison to a lot of other life and we're actually one big team. Like we're not like, oh, we're one big team. Like let me hold the secret over here, right? Let me not tell Dylan. Let me not tell Jay. It's no, let's all get everything on the table and see what we can do with it, right? Because different people are going to work better with different people. So I think that that's amazing. I love that. And you guys are young, you're crushing it. And just to kind of take backtrack to Dylan's story, 17 years old, knows he wants to be self-employed, has a sister, 26 years old, in both the insurance industry, real estate. He's attracted to real estate. She asks a really honest question. How many people do you know that are going to buy a house at 17 years old? Dylan's like, probably none, right? And then she explains the IUL and why that's advantageous. It clicks to Dylan. He's like, I didn't know about this. My parents didn't know about this. My friends probably don't know about this. And my teachers probably don't know about it. So like it probably is a good thing to sell and get out there. So starting at, your practice company, we'll call it, it seems like you were able to get in there, kind of figure out what is life insurance? What does it do? What's the power of an IUL? How to structure it? How not to structure it? All that good stuff. And then you went to an event. Big things happen at big events. You had the opportunity to speak with Sean, and I'm sure a lot of other peers as well, realized, hey, this is a better fit for you and your team too, because be clear, guys, Dylan didn't show up to convention alone. He showed up, you said, with 12 guys, right? So it's like he didn't show
24.
up. Okay, 24. My bad. Thank you for correcting me that. 24 plus people are there with Dylan. And he's like, I don't even know if I'm going to do this thing. Then he leaves and he's like, I'm going to do this thing because I saw the people, I saw it's real, I saw how it works, and I saw that leads are not evil, right? So here Dylan is killing it. And Dylan, what's your group averaging out? How many families a month are you guys helping, give or take?
Well, I will be completely honest with you guys. I don't know like the whole term of like families helped. We're doing about 200,000 a month.
Okay, awesome. So you guys are growing nice and steady. And you came in this past year, right after convention this year.
Yeah, I've been with family first probably 10 or 11 months, maybe 12 months at this point. Yeah.
Awesome. So this is an exciting call. So Dylan, just to kind of hit it off, it seems like you're really passionate, would be fair to say, about IUL.
Mm.
And would you say how much of your business is predominantly IUL?
95 to 99%. The other, 4 to 5% would be annuities, really. We don't do any final expense, very, very little term if we need. But I mean, and that's Marisa to kind of bounce off what you said. This is why I'm so excited every day because I genuinely love the product that I sell. I got two IULs. I put $1,000 a month into it. Hey, you want to see my IULs? Good. Like it's something you can relate to clients with. I'm 21. I'm not going to be completely blunt with you. I'm not really going to relate to the whole final expense and talking to a bunch of 70-year-olds all day. Like that's not really my scene. I don't really want to, stress and pull my hair out calling people. I'd rather relate to a 30, 40, 50-year-old who fills out a lead form looking for more information on an IUL. And it's a lot easier of a sell, in my opinion, because there's real value and it's something tangible that they're able to see when they're alive. And life insurance is a very selfless product. But these IULs, you could still be selfish and still be able to, use and leverage money in that account when you're alive.
Absolutely. And I think that that's one of like the biggest things that really kind of drove it home for me is like, this isn't just something like if they die, it's going to pay out to their family. It's if they die, it's going to pay out to their family. But if they don't die, they're going to have X amount of money. It's going to help them with retirement. There's so many different ways to use that vehicle, so to say. So Dylan, if you don't mind, talk to us a little bit about kind of what your day-to-day looks like in terms of whether that's your schedule, how you're buying your leads, how many leads you want to have, how you're working with your social media, warm market, anything of that sort as it relates to kind of what your day looks like.
Yeah, I mean, day to day, guys, it's so, so, so important. So important to have a routine. Professionals are professionals because they have a routine and they do not break that routine. Up every morning in the gym, first thing, 6 a.m., non-negotiable. Gym every morning, right to the office. Everyone's fired up, non-negotiable, 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. You're in the office, 7:45, doors closed, doors are locked. Morning meeting, 7:45 to around, let's call it 7:55, 7:58. Number is on our phone, 7:59, ready to dial 8 a.m. That's legally we're able to call from 8 to 9 p.m. every single day. So we have the numbers on our phone ready to call, 8 o'clock rolls around, we're dialing. We dial pretty much from like 8, let's call it, to like 12, maybe 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, take a little break, regroup, have a morning meeting or like an afternoon meeting, drink coffee, just get the energy back flowing. And then come 4, 5 o'clock, we do some busy work during those like dead hours. Come 4, 5 o'clock, we're right back on the phone with leads. It's just rinse and repeat 8 days a week, every single day.
Absolutely. And I love how you led with, professionals are professionals because they have a routine, right? Guys, if we just wake up every day blind, right? Like Dylan, if you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do tomorrow, right? It's like you're probably not going to get a whole lot done. And you're definitely not going to feel like you got a whole lot done, right? So it's like, guys, having a routine, even just saying like, hey, I'm going to be in the gym at 6 in the morning, right? If you're not a 6 in the morning gym person, be realistic with yourself till you can scale it back to I'm at the gym at 4 in the morning, whatever you need that to look like, but make it realistic for yourself. And then I love how you said we're in the office. Guys, I think offices, to be honest, as I sit in mine right now, they've been so underutilized since the pandemic. It's almost sad because it's like, guys, get out of your house. And like, I love you guys. Like, I know a lot of you guys want to work from home, but it's so important to get out of your house, like during this time, so to say. It's like, if you're not around other people that are doing it, you're going to get sad really quick. Like Dylan, if you weren't around nobody all day long, like, are you going to be like over there crushing it? Like, or are you going to be like, what's going on?
What it's going to do is it's a non-negotiable. Really, you have to be in an office because you see somebody close, you look at them, it's like, well, I can close. I sound better than them on the phone. I can close better. It's like a sense of camaraderie where everyone's there together. Everyone's kind of feeding off of each other, they're bouncing ideas off of each other. And it's like, oh, you close that person. How did you do that? It's like they're not a phone call away. They're one door away. They're right next door. You could just jump into their office. You see the board, and it's really you need that culture. That's just what sales and business and entrepreneurship comes down to, because we don't get paid by the hour. This is something you got to find it in yourself every day, and find that sense of urgency and that excitement every day. And it's very, very hard to do that over a Zoom call. You got to be in an office, non-negotiable.
Absolutely. So guys, like if you're around an office, like get yourself there. Like I know when I don't come to my office, Dylan, I work from home. It's like I messed up my non-negotiables, right? So now I'm at my house and like now it's already a bad day, right? So it's like get yourself to an office, get yourself to a place around productive people. And guys, if you're not in an office, at least get yourself to the virtual office bare minimally. Like if you're not in the virtual office or an office, guys, I don't think you're working, and Dylan doesn't think you're working either. Like Dylan thinks that you retired. Okay. But Dylan, just to kind of,
We know you're not working.
we know you're not working. Like you don't have to lie. Like your dog's not sick. Like it's all good. Like we're not mad at you. Right. But, but with that being said, Dylan, talk to us a little bit about the actual sales process. So you're predominantly working all IUL leads. Now, do you do anything like warm still, or do you predominantly do all leads?
Warm market is huge. Warm market is absolutely massive. The way I run my team in the system, first things first, you come and get licensed. You have 1 week to get licensed, pass the course and get licensed. Non-negotiable. If you don't do it, you're kicked out. 1 week to pass the test, you get fingerprinted, NIPR, do the flash app with the state, get all that sent out, you get your license, get contracted, all the above. As soon as their contracts, come in, we usually start having them call leads like a week before. Absolute worst comes to worst, so like, hey, wait a couple days, I got to get my contract set up, or we could just, we have like an application question, if you will, where all the questions we ask on the application we put on a Google Doc so they could fill it out, and then once their contracts come back, submit it to their account if there's people who are like really fired up, ready to call, which most people are. So we do that starting. And the biggest thing with me, especially with leadership and running a team, you just want to prove to people it's real. They're seeing a young guy run the operation. It's like, oh, you're making all this money. Like, is it real? I've seen his bank statements, but like, where's all this money coming from? So if you lay it out to them and you're like, guys, this is real. It's nothing's about me at this point. When you're running a team, it's never about you. It's always about the team. You could write the entire application for them. It's like, David, nice job, man. You submitted the application. Like, it's all about them. But the point is, first things first, they come in, we get a top 25 list, I call it. It's really a top 500 list. Everybody mom, dad, aunt, uncle, brother, sister, cousins, people you went to school with, people you work with. Oh, I went to school with that girl in 7th grade. Good, write her name down. Everybody every one of their mothers, write their names down. I give them a very quick script, open up the call, tell them about the recent, career change that they've made getting into the insurance business, set up a Zoom call with myself or any one of the managers that I've promoted, sit with them, kind of break down the IUL, break down the product, and it's nice because we kill two birds with one stone. You're getting that new agent trained. They can kind of screw up and stutter a little bit because they're talking to their mom, their brother, their sister. It's not a real client, if you will, that's going to, hang up on them if they're, not as sharp as attack. So we get them on, do the training with them, have somebody like me sit with them, run the numbers. We're showing the client the numbers. So it's a potential sale being made, and which the war market, it's very, very easy to close because the family wants to help out their niece, nephew, their son, their daughter, their brother. And it's also a phenomenal product when you really pitch it the right way and you structure it the right way with these IULs. So we do that, get them on the phone, and then the agent is also getting trained as well because the agent is seeing, the whole operation, objections that they throw at you, questions, all the above. Get the war market in, get them paid. Could be a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 5 weeks to get paid because we do fully underwritten, which we're getting ready to switch here soon. But it takes a little bit of time to get paid. Once they get paid, that profit they get from the war market, non-negotiable. You got to put money into leads. We like to do a minimum, like bare minimum. If you're some broke college kid, I'd do like $500, but I like to do like $750 to $1,000 the first batch of leads. Put that in, and if you're established, more established, let's say, than most people, you could automatically do a weekly recurring. And I'll sit with them for the next month, 2-3 months, and really, really help them. It's a little bit different than final expense because I could, give you a script and say, hey, follow the script and call this lead and close them. IUL, they're going to have, some more intricate questions. So you want to kind of hold their hand for, a few weeks or a few months.
Absolutely. So
and that's the system in the beginning.
That's how it starts for a new agent. So guys, like that's huge right there. So it's like, hey, if you're looking to bring agents on, guys, no approach is a wrong approach. Just because I'm not 21 right anymore. I was, by the way, when I came in, Dylan. But just because I'm not 21 anymore doesn't mean it's like I can't still use the same approach and find the top 100 people in my phone and reach out and do the same exact thing that Dylan's doing, right? Like it's duplicatable, guys. So like take notes if you're not taking them. I love how you say 1 week to get licensed, or basically like take a hike, because it shouldn't really take that much longer, guys. So if you have people that are in pre-licensing, and I'm happy you brought this up, Dylan, because a lot of us sometimes will be like, oh, I have 3 people in pre-licensing and none of them came out. It's like, okay, I'm not shocked, right? Now, on the other hand of that, the responsible person that actually wants to get this done is actually moving. They're going to move and they're going to pass that test within a week. I don't care if they have a full-time job, 2 full-time jobs, they're going to get it done. It's all on the computer.
They will find the time.
Yeah, exactly. Like they will get it done because that's who they are. And that's who we need to be in this business, if we're being honest, right? So proving to people it's real. I love how you brought that up as well, Dylan. When people come in, guys, we all been brand new. Some of you guys are brand new right now. Proving to people that this is a real thing. So Dylan, I love how you talked about, okay, they make that list. From that list, it's a simple script like, hey, I just made a career change. Would you mind hearing a little bit more about this product with me and my manager, or whatever it may say, right? Cool. They're like, yep, you set it up on Zoom and now you're pitching it, right? You are, or one of your managers are, and the brand new agent's learning, but also that person's going to more likely to be receptive because they know Mike, Dylan's brand new agent, right? They're more likely to be receptive, and they're going to listen to Dylan because they know that that's Mike's new boss, if you will, right? So it's like
let's face it.
Go for it.
I don't want to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Let's face it. That new agent, they bring the trust. I bring the credibility. That's exactly what it is. So they trust, I'm friends with this person. I bring them on. They trust me, and I trust this person as my upline or my mentor. I bring the credibility, and that new agent is bringing the trust with their new friend or family that they're bringing on.
Absolutely.
Very simple system.
I was going to say that's the best way to put it, and that's why it works. Would it be fair to say, Dylan, if you talk with 10 people, at least 1 or 2 of them are buying from your brand new agent, minimally?
I would say minimum like 7.
Okay, well, I was going like bare minimum, like exactly, right?
Oh yeah, but yes, that's a very fair number.
Perfect. So it's like, guys, like this is a real thing. Like, and just like Dylan talked about prior, he came from his practice company where they didn't have leads. So now Dylan, kind of fast forward to what it looks like for you. Talk to us a little bit about what your process looks like in terms of running your day-to-day business on the sales side.
You mean I can give you guys my pitch and exactly how I sell it? You want me to do that?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Marisa, I'm going to use you as an example.
Sounds
hey,
good.
is this Marisa?
Yeah.
Hey, Marisa, my name is Dylan Smith. I got your request earlier last week. I apologize for bringing it back to you, so that I've been absolutely slammed with these new requests coming in. You were looking for more information on a product called an IUL, that Index Universal Life. Do you remember doing that?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Beautiful. So I just wanted to call and make it super quick for and introduce myself. I'm just the agent or the underwriter directly assigned to your case. Very long story short, what that means is I'm able to just hold your hand to the whole process, answer any questions you have, and make sure that you understand exactly how this IUL works from cover to cover. So Marisa, with that being said, did you have any specific questions with the IUL, or I could just give you some quick bullet points and help break it down?
Maybe just some quick bullet points of how to break it down. I watched a couple videos about it.
Phenomenal. So Marisa, it's an IUL, stands for Indexed Universal Life. It is a permanent life insurance policy. Permanent meaning that it's never going to expire. That's number one. And number two, Marisa, what's different between this life insurance and some of the old school life insurances, they tie parts of your money to an index fund. It's like the S&P 500. If you don't know what that is, it's like a stock. So you're looking at an average annual return of 5 to 15% a year. Now that is compounding interest on top of the life insurance protection. That's number two. And number three, Marisa, once you get approved for this product, you'll be fully locked in and it's never going to go up in price. Number four, which is actually pretty new, they added something called living benefits. If you get sick, something critical, chronic, or terminal, God forbid, happens to you, Marisa, you could use a portion of the death benefit, but while you're still alive. And number five, finally, all of the money that you put into this account and gain, it'll be accessible 100% tax-free when you are still alive. And then on top of that, the death benefit is also paid out 100% tax-free. So Marisa, I know that was a lot, but do all five of those bullet points make sense?
Yeah, they all make sense.
Beautiful. Now, this is something, Marisa, you do have to get approved for. You can't just buy this off the shelf like a stock or a loaf of bread, some people say. Now, with that being said, what the company looks at is going to be the last 10 years of your health history, criminal history, and then your driving record. So I do have a few qualifying questions just to make sure that I don't waste your time, and the same with my time. So Marisa, do you smoke any tobacco or nicotine?
No.
Okay. Any medications that you've been prescribed in the last 12 months, even if you don't take them?
No, no meds.
No medications, phenomenal. Any felonies, probations, DUIs in the last 10 years?
No.
No. And then are you in any government benefits to receive like Social Security, disability?
No, I don't.
No. Okay. Last question. Have you been hospitalized due to any major medical condition in the last 10 years?
No, I haven't.
No, phenomenal. So from the sounds of it, it wouldn't seem like you'd have a problem getting approved, but that's obviously not my final decision. It's the insurance companies. Now, Marisa, with that being said, was there a specific coverage amount that you were looking for with the life insurance side? Or is there maybe a specific budget every month you're not looking to go above with the life or with the investing side? And if you don't know, I can help break that down, tell you what most people do.
Yeah, tell me what most people do.
Beautiful. So what most clients tend to do, Marisa, is they put anywhere between 5 to 10% of their monthly income into something like this. So with that being said, how much a month do you make after tax?
$10,000.
10,000, no problem at all. So Marisa, I'm going to come up with three different plan types for you. Now, the first plan type is going to be a bronze plan. That's starting at 500 a month. The silver plan is going to be 750 a month. And then the gold plan is going to be $1,000 a month. Now, based off of those three options, what is the most comfortable for you?
The silver one.
Silver for 750. Now, keep in mind, Marisa, this is a product you can always add more to. So the goal here isn't to break your bank, put you in some sort of position where you're choosing what bills to pay for every month. It's completely pointless. If you get this thing, you have it for 6, 9, 12, 18 months. You can't afford it and you cancel. So just to confirm, on a rainy day, rainy month, flat tire, you would have no problem paying the 750 every month.
No problem paying the 750.
That's how you don't get chargebacks right there.
Amen.
Beautiful. So always double confirm that. I quadruple confirm that every time. Okay, beautiful. Now, with that being said, it is an application, super quick, takes 8, maybe 10 minutes to do. Just need some very basic information from you. We'll submit the application. Could be 3 days, 3 weeks, a month and a half until you get approved. Once you do get approved, I'll give you a call. Hey, congratulations, Marisa, you're approved. When would you like this money to come out? You give me the day and time. Could be the 1st of the month, 5th of the month, whatever's comfortable for you.
First
So
of the
when's your
month.
date of birth?
Okay,
Beautiful.
and then you just go right into it.
And the
So
application.
guys, talk about simplifying the process, right? And like Dylan, would you say are your most commonly asked questions or most commonly confused points for maybe the client?
When they talk about an IUL.
Yeah, like the benefits of it, or how is it like, what is the most common questions that you get? Like, well, what about this? Or like, what about the cash value?
Yeah, how much is it? And then if I show them numbers, they're like, why isn't if you're putting in $100 a month, 1,200 a year, and the first year you've accumulated like 850 bucks, they're like, why is that number not 1,200? Because you have what's called the cost of insurance, how we like to structure it, minimum death benefit required by the IRS to maximize your cash value. So those are some questions once they see the numbers. But I'll be very honest with you, a lot of the guys on my team, they have, these kind of BS objections that they get. But the point is, if you're confident, you're fluent, and you're just, straight line to the money, the people need to see there's some sort of structure there. If you're going here, 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 here on every single call, clients can kind of see that. Like they're grown adults. They can kind of tell, like, okay, this guy's been doing this for 10 years or he's been doing it for 10 hours. So if you identify in the first 4 seconds of that call, you are as sharp as a tack. You won't get these like BS excuses because they know they can't pull that shit with you. Like that's the biggest thing is have a system. It's the same thing I look back to all the time. Professionals are professionals because they have routine and they do not break that routine. Guys, I say the same thing every single time. That's why I'm not nervous talking to somebody with $100 in their bank versus $100 million in the bank because I say the same exact thing every single time. I cannot stress that enough. Every time. So you don't really get, crazy objections, but they talk about when can I pull the money out of it? It's first 10 years without penalty with the surrender value. You could take it out realistically after year one if you're overfunding it, which we always, suggest clients to do.
Right. Okay. So that's, and guys, it's like, this is recorded. Like Dylan, you're on like we are the copycat business, right? Like, are you gonna be mad if I call people and say the same exact thing that you just said, like to me, and I call my leads and I do
Not
that?
at all.
You're gonna be like, oh wow, it works for her too
Not at
because
all.
it's a systematic approach, right? Like duplicatable, right? Like Dylan's hiring people. He's like, this is what we say. Boom. He shows them, they do it. Now they're in business too. They're doing their thing. They're rolling, right? Guys, I love how you broke down those 5 points still. And I've never had anybody break down an IUL like that, simplified to like, these are the 5 main points. Do you have any questions? And then talking about the
That's it.
income, right? It's like, what's more important, the income or the death benefit? Or are you not really sure? Like some of my clients, and you just kind of are really in the middle, right? Like you talk them through that. And that's huge. So being able to, most of my clients allocate about 5 to 10% of their monthly income. What do you make every month? Right. It's very straightforward. Dylan started the conversation very confidently. Like he's really busy. He apologizes it took so long to get back to me. He's busy, he's important, he's in control. I always say those three things. If you're busy, important, and in control, the person's more likely to buy from you.
Sure.
People don't want to buy from people who are like, oh yeah, I can call you back in 30 minutes. Yeah, no problem. Like they want the person that's like, I have another person I need to talk to in 30 minutes. You scheduled the appointment. When is your wife going to be home with you together so we can go through this? Like, because you wasted my time basically, right? And even how Dylan
I'm
began,
on the phone with these people.
go for it.
I don't want to cut you off. I'm sorry.
You're
I'm on the
good.
phone with these people. I'm like, guys, I don't care what this is a really fight. If you guys want like real sauce, if there's one thing you tell these clients, Steve, I have 187 more requests just like yours to get to before the end. It's 4:32 in the afternoon. I'll be here till 1 in the morning. Dude, I will honor and respect your time all the time. I only ask if you honor and respect my time back. I am so busy with these requests, and I FaceTime these people. If I see their, vest on, construction, hard hat, it's a different story. These guys are sitting in an office. I'm like, get up for 6 minutes and walk to the bathroom, and I can explain this to you. I got to see if you can even get qualified for it. But if you identify yourself sharp as attack and like, I genuinely am busy, I don't have to tell them I'm busy. I'm just like, I really have 187 more of these to get to before the end of the day. I have real people who are serious about this, who want to know more. We've been on the phone for 7 minutes and we're not getting anywhere. Like, and you're not rude about it, but you got to be very firm with people. And another big thing I want to bounce off, Marisa, what you said before, when I'm asking these people what their monthly income is. Oh, well, if you don't mind me asking, no, we are finance professionals. Ask these people how it's a normal question to ask. It may be weird. I used to get uncomfortable when I was 18, 19, 20, 21, asking these people how much they make a month, but it's not a weird question to ask knowing the topic of conversation. We are talking about their finances. Ask these people, if you don't mind me asking, like, no, you're getting walked all over. How much do you make a month after tax? Beautiful.
Okay.
is what Sean taught me. They knew they need to identify you, that you are the guy or the woman who's going to take that person where they want to go. On the worst day of their family's life, is this guy going to be here to answer the phone to deliver that death check to my family? Very important.
100%. And like that's huge, guys, right there, because that just shows how you cater yourself, how you're holding yourself through the conversation. And I've had people flat out be like to me, like, I went with you because I feel like when that day comes, you're actually going to make sure my daughter's okay. Or vice versa, guys. Like I've had bad days, right? I'm sure Dylan, you've had a couple of bad days too. But the thing is recognizing what you're doing that's off from your system, if you will, and just going back to what works, guys. And Dylan, just to kind of wrap the call, because you did an awesome job. You went through pretty much everything and anything I think everyone needs to hear on this call. But if someone doesn't qualify, okay, like let's just say, like I'm like, actually, Dylan, I had a DUI last year, and I take Ozempic for type 1 diabetes. Like, what does that conversation sound like?
Are you married with kids?
Let's just say yes.
Okay, you're married. How old, if you don't mind me asking, how old's your wife? 42 years old. How is her health? Just like mine. She type 1 diabetes, horrible health. You got kids? Great. Yeah, my kid, but they're grown. Okay, great. Do you have grandkids? No, I don't have grandkids. How old are your kids? 26. Oh, I don't say I'm 21. I say, oh, great. I'm in my 20s too. This is a product that could really, really benefit somebody who's younger. Now, if you decide to pay for the policy, you're the owner and the payer of it, then you would have pretty much full discretion on the policy. You could take that money out. And I always explain to them the only downside of opening something for the kids is when you pass away, they don't get a death benefit because the insurance is on them. But the upside to that is you're the payer, you're the owner, you get to use this money when you're alive. So if you wanted to act it as a savings account, a long-term investment account, compounding interest, you would still be able to leverage that money when you're still alive in your time and your kids' time.
Perfect. I love that.
That's exactly.
You pivot over to whoever else is in the house.
Oh, first things, of course, it's because it's like final expense. You can't do that with. Oh, you got kids. He's 42. I can't even write him a final expense. He doesn't qualify, or whatever age it is. I don't write final expense, so I wouldn't know. But that's the beauty of the IUL is no matter who you talk to, they don't qualify. I just talked to someone today. The guy was like 72 years old. He doesn't qualify. You have kids? Yeah, you got grandkids. The guy's got great grandkids. I'm like, great. How old are they? 3 months old. The earliest legally you can qualify for an IUL is 15 days old. Done. They love it every single time. You get the kids on and it's like, hey, Steve, I don't want you or I don't want your kids, God forbid, to call me in 30 years and they're in the same boat as you. They're too old. They don't qualify. It's too expensive, whatever the case may be. So don't be selfish and say, oh, I'm trying to give or I'm going to, have my kid call you. Like, no, we all know the kid's not going to call. What's your daughter's number? I can shoot her a text. I take a very no pressure approach. As you know, I can reach out to her. If she says no, no harm, no foul. I'll never talk to her again. But you're doing yourself and your family a dishonor if you're not getting me connected so I can at least explain this information.
Absolutely. And guys, there's always somebody in the house that qualifies. Dylan, my one-liner is like, I wish I had kids so I could put IULs on them so that like my mech wasn't, you know what I mean? Like that's my like one-liner. So guys, think about that. Think outside the box. That's a major, major, major key right there. I'm not even being silly. Like if that person doesn't qualify, there's somebody else in the house that probably does. And also, just like Dylan said, owner, payer, we can talk about that, but guys, it all makes sense. It all adds up. The math's mathing. It's all, that's all legal, right, Dylan? It's all legal. They're all signing it, right? It's not right. So it's like, we're doing a good thing for people. So guys, if you're not writing IULs, I empower you to take a listen back to this call, see what you can implement into your business today to get your IUL volume, if it's at 0 to 25% and move that up to 50, up to 75, up to 100. Because guys, even just 3 months ago, I was like, I'm never going to be writing IULs. I don't know anything about them. I don't care, whatever. And then I'm on the phone and I'm like, okay, actually an IUL is a good fit. And this is why. And I'm like pitching it to myself. Now it's like 50 to 75% of my business is IUL volume. Before it was all final expense and term. Now it's like, let's see if we can go in IUL. That's like my first place to go. So guys, just that change can be huge. And also just like how Dylan led with, it's something that is selfless, but also selfish at the same time, which works because we're human beings. That's how our brains are wired. Dylan, last thing before we wrap up, are you going to be attending annual convention? And if so, why? And how many people
are you breaking up?
You said
how many people? Yeah, realistically, if we could get 30 people out there, great. But the goal really is 50 people. I want to get 50 guys out there.
No doubt. Hey, Dylan, I'm not betting against you or your squad. I'm really excited for you. Thank you so much for being on with us today. This was invaluable. I appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you at convention.
Of course. And guys, look, if my tag right here, it's Smooth Finance. I do a lot of IUL content on Instagram. Shoot me a follow. I'll follow you guys right back. But watch my videos on IUL, guys. I just keep it simple. There's a it's a lot of information within IUL. But if you keep it simple, you're as sharp as a tack, and there's a straight line to the money, and there's a system involved, you're not going to get these BS objections that everybody else is going to throw at you. So it's very, very important to understand what you're talking about, but you don't need to know every square inch of an IUL. You just got to know the basics because it really is that simple. If you're talking to guys doing 100 grand plus, it's a different story, but you can call me and I can help you guys with that. That's fine.
Absolutely. Well,
Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, Trevor.
Yeah, right at his handle at SMOOV_finance. So follow him, guys.
Smooth Finance.
All right. So you guys can't forget that. Dylan,
I really appreciate all your time.
I appreciate
I'll see you guys on the leaderboard.
See you there.